In 22, you said China was the enemy of the United States.
Mhm.
Has your position changed that now you're a little bit more on the inside and you're seeing everything?
No, not at all. I
Okay.
mean, I still believe that China is a huge threat. The problem with China is they don't just have a 5-year plan to damage the United States. They have a hundreds, if not 1,000-year plan to become the world dominating power. That means that in order to do that, they have to take out the United States of America. So that's why I appreciate President Trump with his ability to call up leaders from these countries and even Xi in China and have conversations with them, show that he is going to fight for Americans. You know, he got extremely aggressive with them on tariffs and had worked with them to slow down the flow of fentanyl and those ingredients that go into formulating that poison that was killing off Americans and our next generation of citizens. That makes a world of difference to have a leader that recognizes you don't have to go to war and have bloodshed to protect your country. You can use other tools in your toolbox to go out there and influence them to stay in their lane.
So this leads me to the next one, it's one of the departments that falls under DHS, and that's cybersecurity. So for me, when I think about China, I'm in the same boat as you on how I feel about China because of Made in China 2025, and they were going to be number one in 2025. They fell for 25, but they're long-term thinkers. You know, when COVID took place, nobody expected it. The president was having a lot of momentum, and then all of a sudden, COVID, then the virus was released. Oh, it came from a bat. No, it came from this. No, it came from this. And then years later, we realized it came out from a Wuhan lab in China, and they could have probably moved faster to prevent that from happening. 7 million people died. The market lost roughly $16 trillion. But they're very creative. They don't have our military. We have the best Navy, best military, best Army, nuclear power. In every possible way, we have that. But they are very sneaky in the way they'll go about beating you. So if cybersecurity is one of them, when you guys sit there and think about what China is capable of doing if you push them too hard, what are some areas you sit there and say, well, they could do a cyber warfare, they could do this, they could do that. What are some things you guys think about?
Well, it's not even what I think about, it's what I know now that I'm in this department. I mean, being on the inside and watching how they've infiltrated our technologies, how even when we have devices that are used in our financial systems that are implemented across our country, just having their technology in that makes it much more vulnerable. We see it in our ports. You know, you look at the Los Angeles port, where a vast majority of the goods that come into this country, especially on the western half of the country, come through that port. Most of those machines and devices and technologies that are utilized are owned by China. And they have the ability to know what's coming in, what's leaving, manipulate those shipments if they're screened or not screened. And that's one of the things we've been focused on here at the department is making sure that shipping container that come into this country, into our ports, are screened, and that we have the ability to trust that data and not rely on just Chinese cranes and shipping systems that they have developed and have the ability to manipulate as well. One of the jobs that's entrusted to the Department of Homeland Security is securing our critical infrastructure. That means our electrical grid, our water systems, our food supply chain, our election system is considered critical infrastructure according to law and is under the responsibility of this department. But that means that you also have to secure those systems. And every day we still see people that are hacking into our systems and making us more vulnerable from China, from Iran, from Russia. Very coordinated, sophisticated hacking attempts that the department here under CISA, which is our cybersecurity and information agency, works with our state and local partners to make sure that we're stopping those hacking attempts. We're not losing personal data, and we're not allowing them to come in and potentially shut down one of the critical infrastructures we need to make this country run. It's a real threat every single day. And when you don't hear about it, that means we had a good day, that we did our job. But they relentlessly are coming after the United States by making us more vulnerable. And that's why it's so important right now, Patrick. That's one of the agencies that's not funded by Congress. They've chosen not to fund those individuals that are out there hunting down those bad actors. And so
which
they're
one
not
is
working.
not funded?
They're not here.
Which one?
CISA, the cybersecurity
Oh, wow.
agency.
Got it.
The vast majority of those individuals that hunt down bad actors and then help us harden our systems so that we can't be vulnerable to those hacking attempts they're furloughed right now because Democrats in Congress have chosen not to fund the Department of Homeland Security.
If you love this country, show it. Lead with pride in the Valuetainment USA collection. Designed for freedom thinkers, built for everyday leaders. Red, white, blue. Purpose. Wear what you believe in. Valuetainment USA.
If you enjoyed this video, you want to watch more videos like this, click here. And if you want to watch the entire podcast, click here.